Let's take a look at a dividend discount model problem. The way I know that this is a dividend discount model problem is it is a standard problem that we know in terms of having cash flows at specific points in time and a required rate of return. Now, I'm going to change the orientation and see if maybe some of that you are assisted by a different layout. But let's say that this stock pays the following dividends. I'll go vertically years 1 through 5, $1 through $2.25. And then the stock is expected to sell for $50 at the end of the 5th year, and the required rate of return is 15%. Let me pull those two pieces out and say then that the price in the 5th year will be $50, and the required rate is going to be 15%. Now I can work with those numbers because if the dividend discount model is basic time value, what we're doing is calculating present values for these things. So those numbers in this column represent the years, or I can call these the periods, where the periods are going to be annual. And so here's year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. And so now I'm going to calculate the present value of each when the rate is down here in a fixed cell that I'm then going to put dollar signs in front of both the row and the column to lock that reference, where the number of periods is sitting here to my right. There's no payment, so I'm going to click my comma twice and move through it. And then I want the future value to be this $1 expected dividend. Now notice I get a negative sign, which I don't like, so I'm going to go back into my formula and just switch the sign so that it comes back as a positive number. Let me put it in here is where I meant it. Okay. Now that we have that formula well constructed, I should be able to copy and paste it right down here so that I know, for example, that the $2.25 is that future value that comes these 5 periods away at a fixed rate of 13%. Now I can do that same basic idea then to calculate the present value down here of that future price, where I would want to know how much is that $50 worth today if 5 years from now I were to get the $50, which is the promised future price. When I hit it, you're going to see it comes back as a negative, so again I'll go back and switch the sign. So what I've made up then is the present value of the future sales price as well as the present values of all the future expected dividends. So my total price that I would be willing to pay maximum is just going to be the sum of all of those dividends plus then this future value of the $50 share price calculated in today's terms of a present value of $24.86. And so $29.92 would be the maximum amount I would be willing to pay for a stock that pays these dividends over 5 years and is eventually worth $50.